Podquest.
So we found a bunch of loose string in a big hood.
Yeah.
And that's the whole fit. Mission accomplished.
I find it interesting that in the past she was wearing yarn, and in the present she's was wearing
the same
ribbon.
yarn.
It was like, yeah.
If it's different, it's barely. Like, I thought it was the same, which I thought was hilarious.
Well, we'll go with that. We'll go with that take because I can't confirm that they are different. Or I can, and I'm choosing not to because that would mean I spent a little too much time with that 30-second back button on the Roku remote. Anyway, you want to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest?
Yeah, I like how I guess this episode basically has no weird preamble.
It doesn't have to. They don't.
Because none of that was entertaining as far as I'm concerned.
There's like I'm gonna salvage like 2 minutes of that. I think we can just get into it.
I just spilled water all over me.
Okay, there we go. Now we got something interesting. Last week you stubbed your toe.
I mean, this is like I can just truck through this, but I'm wet now, and I don't love that.
Like Bruce Locke was last episode. Creep.
I got it. And I'm in 2 shirts, and both shirts are wet. Oh man, whatever.
Go handle it.
We persevere. It's not that much water. I'll be fine.
Good episode.
It's a good one. I'll go ahead and say that now.
This is Mortal Kombat Conquest, episode 17? 17. The Master.
Did we make a single creatine joke last week? That
it's never
feels
too late.
Like an obvious bit for us to have done.
Keep that one in your back pocket because we will be seeing Kriya again, and we will get definitive answers on if
how
the
buff
hives
she
are
is.
in Outworld or on Earthrealm.
That's weird phrasing. Why is it in Outworld but on Earthrealm?
Something to do with the vowel sounds, I'm sure.
On Earthrealm, in Outworld, on Outworld. Everybody Wang Chung tonight, Outworld.
All right.
If Shao Kahn could have one band play a big concert for all of the Outworld boys and girls in his court with his throne,
Bowling for soup.
why would it be Wang Chung? Or, I guess, bowling for soup. The question is not if it would be Wang Chung, it is why.
He wouldn't book Evanescence. He would book that group, that knockoff group when the guy quit Evanescence and started his own band.
There is a knockoff Evanescence?
Holy shit, I can't believe I get to tell you this.
Live on air.
I don't know names, but We Are the Fallen was an American gothic metal band consisting of former American Idol contestant Carly Smithson, Marty O'Brien, and former Evanescence members Ben Moody, John LeCompte, and Rocky Gray. The band's name is an allusion to Evanescence's 2003 album, Fallen. It is a straight-up grudge. They started a new band as a grudge.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like most of Evanescence started that new band.
I don't know.
Evanescence lady who everyone likes got to not be in the band, I guess.
Yeah, these were the guys who I think left. This is speculation. Evanescence stands out there. Fill me in.
Yes, we are...
At MK Podquest. But I believe these are the guys who are like really pushing for Evanescence to be like a Christian metal band.
Oh, like Trapped? Is Trapped Christian? Or no, Skillet. Skillet is Christian, I think.
Or what's that one? Fly something fly.
Alien Ant Farm. Everyone's favorite Christian new metal band.
No, god damn it. Flyleaf, American rock band formed in Bell County, Texas. Charted on mainstream rock, Christian pop, and Christian metal genres. Yeah, I think that these guys
that is a wide swath of genres.
Well, they had a breakthrough hit and then everyone realized they did the smart thing where their lead single wasn't explicitly a Christian song.
Wasn't about God.
Yeah, I mean it was in there, but you had to look for it, so it tricked people into thinking they were, cool when really they were just lame and Christian. That is not the official stance of MK Podquest.
Do you think Mortal Kombat has...
You know what? Fuck it. It is.
Sure. I mean, I don't care. Whatever. Do you think Mortal Kombat has one being themed music or Elder God themed music?
Like in universe, like there's bands.
Yeah, who just love it. They're all about it.
It's actually, I think, what like on the weekends, the Lin Kuei plays gigs. Although everything in Mortal Kombat already sounds like a band. Music. The Black Dragon, the Red Dragon, they face off in the Battle of the Bands.
I think the one thing this show has been missing up to this point is a Battle of the Bands, and we've only got 5 more, so I hope they really figure that one out.
Yeah, what it'll be that harp player from Kriya's tent. That's one band. And then...
that back alley gambler will figure it out. he'll find something to play.
He definitely jams.
He's some anyway. Here's Wonderwall fucking guy.
They play at Zhuge and Applebee's every Sunday afternoon.
Zhuge Applebee's. This bit has officially reached its end. Thank you.
Has it? Yeah, we'll probably trim the whole thing out. Let's get into it. Corey, this is episode 17 out of 22. We're getting close to the end.
Bittersweet.
I'm going to say it. I think the episodes are only getting better.
Yeah, I mean, if they're getting better, that's a good sign because there have been dips in the road, peaks and valleys, but like it's never been unwatchable. And if it's only getting better, then that's kind of the best case scenario, I guess.
I think we're finally getting some payoff, right? For like last week, as troubling of an episode as it was, we did get to learn a lot about Vorpax, and she kind of got she's in a position to pursue getting her redemption. It's pretty sweet.
We're building out the world.
Yeah, and then this week we are getting a big deep dive on Shang Tsung's history and everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Omegis.
It's true.
We're getting to hear her past also.
And we've got a guy who can make apples levitate, Master Cho.
Yes, I want to say this now. There is going to be at least one time on the recording of this where I'm going to accidentally say Master Bo.
Right. I got to level with you. Last week, you gave a whole thing where it's like, this guy's just Bo Rai Cho, basically.
Yeah.
I did not feel it in my bones that was the case.
Okay.
His vibe is not really that.
The way he's dressed is very similar to Bo Rai Cho's first appearance in Deception. The fact that he's a guy who has been training warriors for generations, that also lines up with Bo Rai Cho. The fact that he's immortal essentially, or just continues to live a long time, generation after generation, that lines up with Bo Rai Cho. And his name is Master Cho. I'm not saying it is Bo Rai Cho, but it is. There's enough similarities that I feel like it's too coincidental that Conquest creates this Master Cho character, and then 6 or 7 years later, Bo Rai Cho pops up in the video game. The influence had to have been from this. This had to have been in a character folder somewhere that they pulled from. You know what I mean?
Maybe what we should really be saying is that Bo Rai Cho owes a debt to our boy here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This joke is gone. The joke is gone. I'm sorry. The joke is gone. I don't know what happened. It came and it went away, and now it's not here anymore.
That's all right.
Is this going to be one of those?
Yeah, it is. It already is.
It's just going to be one of those for everybody. By everybody, I guess I mean us. We're the people here.
Also, I fucked up. Bo Rai Cho made his playable debut in Deadly Alliance. I said
Deception is how you said it.
He's pretty heavy in the Conquest mode in Deception. He does a lot of your, the first part of the game is just him.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about Star Wars?
Let's get into it.
We're basically talking about Star Wars, if you've heard of Star Wars.
It's time for the Corey Corner?
Sure. Never a bad time. Welcome to the Corey Corner. This episode, we find out that Shang Tsung is Anakin Skywalker. Essentially, we are getting the flashback retrospective on Shang Tsung's life and the relationships that he has with people in his life, because he and his old master, Master Cho, are sort of, they're having a final confrontation because Shang is in Earthrealm and Vorpax let Master Cho out of his cave prison, and now they are at odds, and Master Cho has made him rapidly age. And Omegis, who is the Padme of this story, I suppose, is what I'll say, is here to watch Shang suffer as this old, weird man, and he is sort of thinking back on his life. There is sort of a side story where Master Cho goes to the combat club and hangs out, and they chat, basically, but it's not that revelatory. But we get this big flashback sequence, several sequences of Shang being trained by Master Cho to win Mortal Kombat for Earthrealm, and he's in white robes, which is why you know he's a good guy right now. But gradually, he hears about the dark side of the Force, and he is tempted by the desire to stay alive forever and protect those around him by nobody ever dying. And he is just Darth Plagueis the Wise mixed with Anakin Skywalker. And Master Cho and, to an extent, Shao Kahn are filling in Obi-Wan and Palpatine roles in a weird mix. And we ultimately see Shang Tsung trained, hearing about powers that would let him live forever, him and Omegis really wanting to be hot and young forever and live forever, and a growing desire to discover magical powers that lead to him being tempted by Shao Kahn and the dark side, and he gets black robes and turns bad.
Yeah, it rules.
And that's how Shang Tsung got where he was.
Awesome. I loved it. It was a great episode.
Yeah, it's great because we don't really get a ton of significant departures from the format, and this is that, which is much needed. Variety is good, mixing it up is good, and they really commit to this flashback bit to the point where the aspect ratio changes, and it's hilarious because it's already letterboxed because it's 4:3 for television, and then it just gets like new bars on the screen to make it more cinematic and flashback looking. I don't think there was I don't precisely know what aspect ratio it's in, but that's how they're differentiating between it, which I just think is hilarious and great and new. We haven't seen anything like this before, and I'm kind of surprised they're giving Shang basically a whole episode, but I'll take it, whatever.
Yeah, just thinking in my head right now, this is the first time we get some Shang Tsung backstory. We do get Shang Tsung backstory in the Jeff Roven Mortal Kombat novel, but even that is mostly picking up once like the great Kung Lao has entered the scene. This is, I think, the only thing we've ever gotten. Now, I haven't worked my way through all the Malibu comics yet, but this is, I think, the first thing that we've gotten that has shown like a history, like a Shang Tsung history, like prior to the great Kung Lao, certainly prior to like Mortal Kombat 1 times. I don't know, it was pretty rad, and I like to think like that this idea, this could totally fit into actual Mortal Kombat canon of Shang Tsung, being of Earthrealm, learning sorcery, and getting pulled over to Outworld side, generations ago. I think that this could just kind of fit in as sort of broad canon for like Shang Tsung's official backstory.
Yeah, the thing I think is weird, which we'll get to, is just how we learn he learned to do his big thing. Yeah. He's got a catchphrase. And what if I told you someone else said it first and he stole it?
Yeah.
Do you think that's like the activation phrase? Like you have to say that or else it doesn't work?
Yeah, it's like saying, Leviosa in Harry Potter. You have to say it to do it.
Or it's like saying, no, if you want to make your car go fast.
It was the only Harry Potter spell I could think of.
I mean, I just said cars. Like that was my solution. It's like saying ciao and then you go really fast.
Yeah, but yours is a real thing that we all have to do in our cars. The Leviosa thing is fiction, like the Mortal Kombat thing.
It's true. I don't understand why we have to be worried about cars having combustion engines and fossil fuels when if we all neural hard enough, we could solve all of those problems.
I mean that's how my Ford works.
2008.
I go neural.
Goodyear tires.
Amazing that you remember it's an 08.
I don't know why I remembered that, honestly. Do you want to get in your 2008 Ford Ranger and go to the Neil Nook?
Welcome to the Neil Nook.
It's Gucci.
All right, so this episode was written by James Cappy.
Not to be confused with Chappie the robot.
Yes, I think you made that joke once. I'm leaving that in.
If it ain't broke, keep saying Chappie.
It was directed by Harvey S. Laidman. Picture a TV show he probably wrote for it. Kojak, The Incredible Hulk, Knight Rider, Silk Stalkings.
Oh, great. Pedigree.
Jag.
Bangers only.
He was the second assistant director on the film Invasion of the Bee-Girls.
Of the Bee-Girls?
Yes, you know Invasion of the Bee-Girls.
I don't.
How does he not? 1973 movie. A powerful cosmic force is turning Earth women into queen bees who kill men by wearing them out sexually.
What? Why is that how that would work?
It's a classic. Invasion of the Bee-Girls is a classic.
Ordinary housewives turn into ravishing creatures. They'll love the very life out of your body.
That's it. That's the one.
I am deeply unfamiliar with whatever's going on here.
It's a public domain movie. You can find it just for free or like on like cheap DVD sets.
That super being easy. True doesn't mean I've seen it, though, is what I'm saying. I don't know the deal with this.
I'll send you a link. Give me 1 second. Haha, yeah, found it. Okay.
What, am I supposed to watch it right now, live on stream? Live on air?
We're doing an Invasion of the Bee-Girls
commentary
podcast now. Yeah, live commentary. All right, so the episode brings back Angelica Bridges as everybody's favorite Mortal Kombat character, Omegis, and introduces new character, Master Cho, played by George Chung. He was in the Rush Hour TV series. Okay. He was in...
Oh, boy.
He was in Rush Hour 3, Mission Impossible 3 as a Shanghai game player. Asian man on Arrested Development.
Oh, boy.
Credits that may be important to us. Last week we had Fabiana Udenio, who was in Austin Powers 1. George Chung was in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Of course, Xena Warrior Princess, Lethal Weapon 4, the 1998 live-action Godzilla movie. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Sounds like it, yeah.
That's it. That's it for the Neil Nook. So let's get into this fucking shit. All right. So first scene, right? We open up on an evil temple. I think it's got like skeletons and shit outside. Of course, it's all dark and lightning and thunder and everything. I'm pretty sure it was the same exterior as the Black Dragon hangout, except from a different angle and better lit.
Maybe. I thought it was a new thing, but it might not be a new thing.
I think they just both have skeletons hanging up, and so I was like, that must be the same place.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Oh, I love what you've done with your apartment. Did you get new skeletons?
So we see someone in a hood creeping down into the basement of this place. And of course, we immediately know it's Vorpax, even though we haven't seen her face.
We all just kind of intuitively knew it was Vorpax, huh? Because I also knew that.
Yeah, you see someone in a hood, you think this must be Vorpax, right? She comes up on this like stone wall, this artificial looking stone wall, and she uses some kind of, I don't really know, some kind of like little yellow magic crystal, or it looks like a dice, like a D20.
Isn't it blue?
It's blue at the end.
Oh, wait, no, the blue thing's okay.
And she puts this thing down, and then like yellow light comes out of it, and it makes this wall go away, and then there's just like an old dude taking a nap in there, right? Old is a strong word. An older dude. How about that? An older dude.
A guy who's older than most of our protagonists.
Yes, a man older than the rest of the cast is chilling in there. He kind of comes to, and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" And Vorpax is like, "It's me, Vorpax."
And he's like, "Nice.
I'm an enemy of Shang Tsung."
And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I hate Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung sucks, right?
All my homies hate Shang Tsung."
So that's our opening. Now we cut to Shang Tsung.
Fresh fit,
looking
tight.
Shang. New jacket.
The funniest outfit we will ever see on this show might be this, because it is so close to being normal clothing, but the jacket is so bulky and the shoulders are so hilariously gigantic that it elevates it into the like comedic fantasy territory, because he's in like basically regular black pants and like whatever shirt, but this leather jacket is just fucking huge.
And I want it. I want that jacket.
It's so nice funny, jacket. Man.
And he's just using his magic to like go apple picking.
Yeah, he's actually, I don't know why he's doing that, because it's not hard for him to pick an apple.
I'm just showing off, being cool. He looks happy.
He's enjoying himself. He's like, "Oh yeah, I love this shit. Remember how cool Earth is?"
Yeah, I've missed this. I'm free now, and I fucking miss this.
I'm gonna go bully a senior.
Yeah, there's just someone like sitting down in a hood, a different hood from Vorpax's, and Shang just walks up on him and goes, "You're in my fucking way. Get the fuck out of my way."
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Holy shit! It's the old man from the tomb at the beginning. And
Shang is like, fuck.
You're supposed to be dead, right?
He ain't.
The old man's like, yeah, I mean, it's been 4 centuries. That's a long time. But you were never really sure that I was actually dead, were you? And then the older man, teleports he and Shang Tsung to some ruins, right?
Yes.
Just poof. Teleports him there. This is Master Cho. Master Cho's the old man. Master Cho is like, "This is where your evil began, Shang Tsung, and this is where it will all end." And Shang Tsung's like, "Yeah, for you." And then we have a fight.
And first of all, the show has an essentially unlimited number of antagonists, it seems. And this fight's a pretty good time.
Corey, do you remember some episodes ago, I think all the way back as far as episode 0 or 1, when we were talking about something that Shang Tsung does that I just could watch over and over and over again?
I vaguely remember this.
This is the episode.
What happens?
When they're posing and they're ready to fight, and they are kind of in their fighting stance circling each other.
Yeah.
Right as he comes across the camera, right as Shang Tsung crosses the camera, he does this weird leg maneuver where he switches his footing.
Right.
And just the way he does that move is hypnotizing to me. I don't know how to explain it, but it's
if you ever need to fight Neil, that's the move.
I'm gonna make a GIF of it so that you can like really see the magic of this
loop.
Bruce Locke like high step
thing.
I don't know. It's the leather jacket. It's the pants. It's all a part of it. I'm just saying. This is that moment. Finally, we're here. My favorite scene in Mortal Kombat Conquest. Okay, so now they fight, right?
Matching split jump kicks.
They're pretty evenly matched. Old dude can fight. He's kind of giving Shang a run for his money. And then, like, finally, Master Cho...
He just sort of magical balls him.
Yeah, he has fire magic, and he knocks Shang Tsung down, right?
He does a weird barrel roll move to him first, like spins him in the air.
And then Master Cho uses more magic, and he takes away Shang Tsung's youth, leaving him old, gray hair, long beard, looking like Mortal Kombat 1 video game Shang Tsung, right? Like classic old Shang Tsung.
Just looking old as hell.
And he's like, I'm going to leave you here to die and think about how you ended up here. And then he leaves. This is a Shang Tsung episode. So now, for the first time in the episode, we're going to go back in time and we're going to see young Shang Tsung walking around with Omegis. And they are absolutely talking about fucking later.
This is, hands down, unquestionably, the funniest outfit this show will ever have.
It's like she got caught in a net and just kept going.
It's not clothes. It just isn't clothes. It just isn't clothes. And as I said previously, that actor cannot be having a great time. Like, that can't be... It's nighttime. Like, it might be cold.
Okay. Like, she must be cold on set.
Like, it looks like not a great time to have to wear that then.
Right. Which is why they gave her the heavy cloak later.
It's probably fun to wear, but, like, it just looks like cold.
This is like a fishing net that she walked through.
The holes are big.
It's for catching large fish. It's for catching Omegises. No, not that one. Okay. So they're walking around, and then Master Cho interrupts them, and he's like, hey, Shang Tsung, it's time for your training. And Omegis is like, oh, that's cool. Go do your training. I've got a potion I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then they sort of part ways, and we cut back to present-day old man Shang, and he's like...
just deteriorating.
And calling out for Omegis, like, Omegis, save me, help me.
Yes.
But now we're in Zhuzhen, and Master Cho has showed up at the trading post. The whole crew is there. Kung Lao's there, Ciro's there, Taj is there.
And everybody's being as ageist as humanly possible.
They are, right?
Ciro's
and
being
Taja
ageist. Are just like, oh, that's cute, you hilarious old man. Let's walk you home because you're an idiot and old.
You want to fight with us? Sure thing, old man. I bet you're real good at it. And Taj is like, come on, old man. Let's go home.
And then he pulls the most baller move imaginable.
The master levitates an apple in the air, and then he jumps and kicks it like when Tony Jaa kicked that street lamp in Tom Yum Goong. Right?
And the apple explodes into a bajillion pieces, and they're like, whoa.
Kung Lao's like, oh, damn, that's some Tony Jaa shit. You're hired.
Kung Lao says that directly.
And this is where he introduces himself as Master Cho and tells them that in the past he trained Shang Tsung.
And that he's here to train Kung Lao. And Taj is like, I don't fucking know, old man.
Yeah, what the fuck? This guy trained Shang Tsung. We can't trust this guy. What the fuck are you talking about? And goddamn this show, the master uses magic to mute Taja.
Like, guys, so we talk a lot about how Taja doesn't get to do anything or say anything or do anything ever. Yeah. They literally made it so her mouth can open and no one can hear what she is saying.
And Master Cho says, this one talks too much, which...
He's been there for 5 minutes.
And he's never watched an episode of this show, or he would recognize that she doesn't get to say enough.
Yeah, it sucks.
Fortunately, Taja is going to be able to speak in this episode, so don't worry, everybody.
Yeah, they didn't fully silence. They did literally do it, but they did...
You want to just move on?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So now we're back with Old Man Shang, and he is remembering sexy Omegis.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, hold on. I have to stop looking for that joke that maybe that point cut out because...
This is fucked up.
This is a wild scene.
This is the horniest scene I think we've seen. I know I say that probably every time we encounter a horny scene, but this is a horny fucking scene.
And like they set it up early. Like the opening sequence with them has like sexual whispering, and they're both just deeply hot and just like all over each other. But this is like
they're gonna fuck. Like they're
directly.
She removes her net and is just in her underwear,
and
which
the
I'm
way
being
she
generous
says,
calling it that.
The way she says, "What do you think?" before taking her clothes off is like the funniest shit.
It's also wild because it's not like the net was hiding anything. It's not like suddenly something else is being revealed.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just
little requirement for imagination with the costuming on this show.
Like his thought would be, I think you're no longer wearing a completely transparent net over your underwear. That would be the thought.
And the way they're shooting these flashback scenes, both like just in terms of how they're presented and their content, feel like a low budget, kind of hot but not really romance film.
Yeah.
And like the tone, like the lighting is kind of soft and like it's like there's like ambiance to it, and they're just like rolling in a bed.
It's like an Andy Sedaris movie, but with better lighting.
Bruce Locke is laying it on so hard, like
that's what he said. Okay.
And there's like you have your egregious full body shots, and also just like you're getting vanity shots of like Bruce Locke's back. Like that's how all over these actors this scene is.
Mortal Kombat Conquest and Andy Sedaris film. One of those two is staying in, not both. Okay.
Hard ticket to Jujin, I guess.
Return to Omegis Beach. Okay.
I don't know any other Andy Sedaris movie titles, so that's it for me.
See, there's Guns, there's Hard Hunted, there's Savage Beach, Return to Savage Beach, Picasso Trigger. There we go. Okay.
Picasso Trigger? That sounds like a Tekken character's name.
After his brother got eliminated in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, a crime lord triggers a ruthless hunt against all agents responsible, and the remaining agents will have to avenge their fallen comrades. Okay, this is not an Andy Sedaris podcast. Most of that's getting cut out. You want to do an Andy Sedaris podcast later?
Not
I own them all.
Today.
I own them all on DVD.
Of course. In like a box set?
Like what? Like a 4-disc. Anyway, Omegis and Shang Tsung are in bed together, and she's really going on. Like, she's really talking about how she really wants to stay looking young and hot forever, right?
And Shang is like, I also think that would be good.
And so she's like, you need to ask Master Cho. Ask Master Cho about it. Like, they're still dancing around it in the episode, but basically, Master Cho is immortal somehow, and she wants the secret to his immortality so that she can stay looking like Angelica Bridges her whole life. And Shang Tsung is kind of like resistant to asking him, and he's like, I don't really know. Maybe he'll share a secret with us in time. I don't think he's fully on board with this idea. And she's like, well, come on. It'll be awesome. And then she gets out her weird glittery sex potion and sprinkles a bunch on both of them. And
she doses them both in magical sex glitter, and then says she would like to taste it all. And the horny alarm fully breaks. The horny alarm explodes, and it gets shot into the moon, and everything's gone.
Yes. And we cut from this to Old Man Shang, and Omegis has in fact shown up to the ruins, and she's feeding him a potion, right? And he kind of like gets a little bit more conscious, and now he suddenly doesn't look like an old man anymore.
But he's still like fucked up as hell. He's
My reading of this is that he's still old inside. He just looks young. And she's like, yeah.
He's an old soul.
And basically her plan, because she hates Shang Tsung, is that she's just going to hang out there and watch him die, right? That's what she wants.
She sets up a bunch of candles and stuff, and she's like, I'm just gonna hang out.
Now we cut over to Zhuzhen. Zero and Taja are walking through the town, through the city, and they're commenting on the fact that a lot of people are getting sick.
Yeah, they sure are, huh?
Nobody's wearing masks, which is weird because
not one person.
Most people we see in Zhuzhen are wearing masks. Typically, they're ninjas.
The ninjas wear masks. The citizens wear masks, except for when there is some sort of viral pandemic occurring in the city, which is a little close to home given circumstances.
They get back to the trading post, and Taja's still saying that she thinks Master Cho is potentially dangerous. Ciro is like, yeah, but I think we could learn some stuff from him, because Ciro didn't get his fucking voice taken away. They didn't react strongly enough to the fact that Master Cho did that to their friend Taja. No respect for Taja. Anyway,
she's truly the Rodney Dangerfield of the combat crew, because she truly gets no respect.
So back at the combat club, Master Cho is showing off his Hadoken, and Taja's like super skeptical about this light show. She thinks it's just some kind of a light show, but of course the boys are totally dismissive of her opinions. So she storms off or walks off. She doesn't storm off. She just walks off because she knows that they're not respecting her or listening to her. And then fucking Master Cho comments on Taja's legs and then says, "It's been a while." God damn it.
And then Zero says she has an attitude.
This is the part that reminded me that there's no way Master Cho is on the level, because with the exception of Zero, when you see someone being horny, you like, odds are they're a bad person. So now we've seen Master Cho being horny. That should be setting off the alarms.
Horny. Yeah.
Anyway,
Horny.
we cut back and forth between Omegis and Shang Tsung in this cavern a lot. I'm just going to focus on another flashback here where Shang Tsung is sitting with Master Cho back in his salad days, and Shang Tsung
Hang on, is that
starts...
a phrase that means something?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's like your good days, the good old days.
So just because Mac DeMarco has a thing called salad days, and I just thought that was some dumb shit he made up. Like,
salad
a phrase.
days is a Shakespearean idiomatic expression meaning a youthful time, accompanied by the inexperience, enthusiasm, idealism, innocence, or indiscretion that one associates with a young person.
Well, there you go.
A more modern use, especially in the United States, refers to a heyday, a period when someone was at the peak of their abilities, not necessarily in that person's
Is that
youth.
directly
And
related to hay?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Well, there you go.
And Shang Tsung lights a fire, like with magic, and immediately gets chastised by Master Cho for using his magic for dumb shit like that. And then we get this weird scene where Master Cho seems to immediately teach Shang Tsung how to look into people's souls and learn about them. So he tries it out on this couple standing nearby, and he's able to like look into the guy's soul and see how nervous he is and see that he's being unfaithful and hoping that this woman is gonna like respond to his advances or whatever. And he's like, holy shit, that was so easy, right? Master Cho's like, yeah, it was easy for you because you have the heart of a sorcerer. So Shang Tsung wants to learn how to use this power better and learn more stuff. And he's like,
he wants it all because he realizes all it takes is think really hard. And he's loving this whole seeing souls thing. And as I described it, it's a real Anakin Skywalker, give me all of the force power situation.
Totally. He's thinking about how useful this would be in fights where he could like read his opponent.
He wants to use it in Mortal Kombat. And then he fake punches.
Yeah, he fake punches. It's so good. And he's like, I'll be invincible.
It's adorable. He's like a child. And then he's like, hey.
Fucking great.
Master Cho's like, hey, fucking knock it off. Like, it you can also be used for evil to consume you.
Yeah, and now Shang Tsung tries to be slick. He's remembering what Omegis asked him when Omegis was bugging him to ask him about. So he's like, of course. I'll be patient. I'll be patient, master. I'll be patient to learn these techniques. This and, also the technique to having long, unending life. And Master Cho's like, fuck no, dude. I am not teaching you how to be immortal. If you want to be immortal, then win Mortal Kombat. Be a winner. Be a winner, Shang Tsung.
You gotta earn it.
And Shang Tsung's like, why? Like, why is that my only path?
That path leads only to darkness and misery. Believe me, I know. Which is deeply, profoundly some Star Wars shit.
Dark side. Master Cho apparently chose the dark side.
As eventually.
So we're still in the past, and we are now checking in with a fucking Mortal Kombat tournament. We're seeing a Mortal Kombat tournament for the second time on the series in Outworld in Shang Tsung's throne room. Presumably the final match, I suppose. And it's Shang.
I could not tell which one it was supposed to be.
Shao Kahn's throne room. I think I said Shang Tsung's throne room. We're keeping it in if I did. In any case, it's a match, right? It's Shang Tsung in a white gi versus a bald dude in a black gi, and Shang Tsung is the good one on Earthrealm's side, right?
Yeah, we know that because he's in white robes.
Master Cho's there, cheering him on from the sidelines poorly. Shang Tsung's doing all right. They're pretty evenly matched, but at some point I think Shang Tsung is losing, and so he whips out his green magic, right? Throws that classic green.
In an absolute fit of desperation, honestly. Like, he's like, I'm going to lose. This is going to be embarrassing. I got to try something. And so we get that. But also in the meantime, we get a lot of actual coaching during the tournament, which I think is very funny, that the coach can just be there telling him what to do. Also, a lot of slow-mo in this fight. The slow-mo, much like the horniness, is off of the charts and mostly separate for what it's worth.
I thought it was a pretty cool fight. We see some of the trademark Shang Tsung moves that he's used in other fights. Again, that sort of iconic style they give to every character that I don't know much about. I haven't done any research since our last recording. So yeah, out of desperation, Shang Tsung like throws this green magic at the guy he's fighting, and he fucking misses.
He whiffs.
He whiffs.
He whiffs about as hard as he could. Granted, this dude is nimble. The guy who jumps out of the way, like he's got speed and prowess. And as it turns out, magical balls. And I know what you're thinking, Corey. What did you just say? But it's not what you're thinking. It's he's shooting little tiny magical balls.
Yeah, he's got orange magic, right? He's got fire magic.
As far as I know, we've never seen, because it's not quite fire. It is just kind of orange.
Yeah, similar to similar to Master Cho's magic earlier, but different. And he just fires right back with his own Hadoken, and fucking Shang Tsung grabs one of the spectators and pulls them in front of him, and they get hit.
Desperation. This is so funny for so many reasons. Master Cho wants to intervene. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I have a note. I'm gonna base this on my notes. First of all, there's some wire work with a guy getting pulled around, and it's good. But
yeah, that was really good wire work.
And I also liked the low camera angle when Shang gets backflip kicked really hard, and then when he's going to get up. Just some stuff worth commenting on. Then I have a note that just says, "Use your sorcery, bro. Use it for evil. You're getting your ass kicked." Or Cho will intervene, and then I'm like, oh my god, the other guy can do magic, and Shang uses a human shield, and then Shao Kahn looks the most surprised he will probably ever look.
He looked excited as fuck when Shang Tsung shot the green magic. He was like, oh hell yeah. And oh boy, the person that Shang Tsung pulled in front of him got fucking roasted, and the fight had to stop,
and
right?
You think, like, weird how Shao Kahn is enforcing the rules in this, like, blood sport murder tournament fight that he's hosting.
Yeah.
But Shang Tsung is immediately trying to play, like, oh, the human shield was just a reflex. Like, hey, it's nothing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So, Shao Kahn shuts the fight down, and he says to Shang Tsung, he says, you violated the rules, and so this match is forfeit. I think what this means is, I think Shao Kahn, like, pulled a, like this, he was like, oh good, the Earthrealm Warrior broke the rules. That means we win this match. This is a win for us.
I'm calling this one.
You know what I mean? This is presuming he was fighting an Outworld challenger, because Shao Kahn does say something later about how, like, lots of people in lots of different realms were mad at you for this. Yeah,
he's like, right? Man, you everyone is very upset with you and your wanton disregard for the rules.
Yeah, but my read on this is a win for Outworld now, right?
Theoretically, yes.
I think if an Outworld Warrior did that shit, Shao Kahn would be like, well, the ref didn't see it. Nope, no instant replay. But because Earthrealm did it, he was like, oh yeah, I'm calling foul. That's a foul. You forfeit. Game over. We win. Taking our ball and going to your home and conquering it. So, yeah. So the guards come over, they grab Shang Tsung, and they take him away.
So back at the combat club, Kung Lao is talking to Master Cho, and he's telling him that Shang Tsung is still alive, and now he's out somewhere in Earthrealm. And, like, we know that Master Cho already knows this, but Master Cho doesn't let on to Kung Lao that he's aware of this fact, right?
Right.
But he does kind of sit down and start, he pours his heart out to Kung Lao, right? He says that many, many years ago, like, I guess hundreds of years ago.
Potentially.
Before...
Long time.
Before Mortal Kombat was even a concept or a thing.
Mortal concept.
A mortal concept. God damn it.
Neil, that's my secret. I'm always like this.
Back before Mortal Kombat was even a thing, there was Outworld was already trying to conquer Earthrealm. There was an Outworld raid, he calls it, that killed his whole village and his whole family. So then, once the Mortal Kombat tournament was created by the Elder Gods, Master Cho started training warriors. And that's, like, super similar to Bo Rai Cho. I'll admit I'm not, like, fully versed in Bo Rai Cho's full history, but that's...
I'm waiting for the Mortal podcast episode about Bo Rai Cho to really get in there. But I know he's the funny fart man, and he's the drunken master. That's all I got. So
the alcoholic fart man. Bo Rai Cho and Zero would get along.
I was at first I thought they were sort of framing it as like a Raiden thing, but then something I've been wondering is how did Raiden not get involved here, or how does Raiden not know about this? You know?
Yeah.
Seems like he's doing exactly Raiden's job.
Yeah, but we're also in a Mortal Kombat universe where Raiden doesn't even like doing Raiden's job, so he probably...
Why didn't we get the scene where he pops in and goes like, oh yeah, Master Cho, I know that guy.
Because that would have been...
He tried to steal my job.
There would have been no episode
Because Jeffrey Meek was busy shooting Raven.
Yeah, he was busy shooting. I think Raven was done at this point. He was busy
shooting a Raven fan film. I don't know.
He was busy ruling hard as Shao Kahn. Every time I see it, he's getting better.
Oh yeah, he's in this episode.
Yeah, he's in this episode.
Fully just, I guess we got no Jeff today. Jeff's busy.
He's getting better at his Shao Kahn is getting. I mean, it's always been good, but like
he's gonna nail it by the finale, and then we'll never see it again.
He already nailed it as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. But if we're saying he's improving, like he's gonna double nail it, he's gonna get like the S plus.
Honestly, no spoilers.
Huh?
Yeah, dude.
Is he gonna do that?
I cannot.
Hell yeah, brother!
Like I'm so.
Yeehaw!
I'm so excited for you to see it. I also don't want it to happen.
We don't need to do that yet because we get to talk about something I'm wondering, is Master Cho from Earth?
I think Master Cho's from Earth. Yeah,
you think so? He's not like a Vorpax situation.
No, he's not a Vorpax situation.
Because he is magical. He's got the soul of a sorcerer.
Sure, but we've seen like the Lin Kuei have like sorcerer adjacent powers with the cryomancer dude, and we've seen Earthrealm. There's magic on Earthrealm too in this world for sure.
The hills are alive with the magic of Earthrealm.
Yeah. So anyway, so the master, god damn it, I hate it. So Master Cho,
the Master Cho, is
telling Kung Lao, he's like, yeah, I trained Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung was my best student, but now I want to train you, and you will be my best student, Kung Lao. But first, I'm going to go out exploring the city.
Yeah, he's being real cagey.
Kind of is. He's like, I've been gone a long time, and a lot of things have changed. I want to go check out the city.
And I guess at this point, you can understand why Shang Tsung hates Kung Lao for a lot of different reasons. One of which, evidently, whiffed on the one thing that Kung Lao has managed to accomplish, and now his coach is switching teams.
Right.
None of this is ideal for him.
No, and meanwhile he's busy dying from internal old age in a cave somewhere, or in some ruins somewhere,
being mocked by his hot ex,
begging Omegis to help him, and Omegis is just straight up like,
she is loving it. She is loving it.
She is.
She is just luxuriating in how terrible of a time Shang is having.
Yeah, he's like, you have to help me. And she's
fucking awesome. She's having the time of her life.
I don't have to do shit, right? It's great.
Get bent, idiot.
So now we cut back to past Shang Tsung again. And this is post the Mortal Kombat tournament where he killed an innocent.
Well, no, he had a reflex. It's not the same thing. He didn't kill anybody.
Oh, so
the magic killed somebody.
so about that magic incident at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
He fires off his green magic and he misses, and then the other dude shoots like a fireball or some shit back.
Yeah. Yellow magic.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The whole crowd, all the spectators are just circled around the ring, kind of like in the Festival of Death, right? So if Shang Tsung had dodged that attack, it would have just hit somebody in the audience and killed them anyway.
You sign a waiver when you roll up to spectate Mortal Kombat, I think.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then somebody was going to die from that anyway. Why are they holding this against Shang Tsung?
Well, ultimately, I guess it's proven that they're not.
Sure, yeah. Because in this...
Or I guess they also have to put up either the front or the legitimate ruse of caring about the rules, right. In part because they're the Elder Gods rules and they need to be followed and enforced.
Do you think
so they have to act like this is a problem.
Do you think there's a sign when you enter the arena that says caution, if you're sitting in the first 4 rows, you will get murdered?
They give you a magic proof poncho like you're at fucking SeaWorld. Look, if I'm given the option, it's hey, you can do one of two things. You can be in the SeaWorld splash zone or the Mortal Kombat splash zone. I know what I'm picking. Is that because I want to die? I'm not going to tell you here. I just poured water all over myself again. Didn't I do that last time?
Yeah, you already did that.
Anyway, do you want to talk about Mortal Kombat Conquest again?
Yeah, Shang Tsung. So we're back after that Mortal Kombat tournament where Shang Tsung used a human shield to save himself from dying and forfeited the match. And he's taken in front of Shao Kahn, right? And Shao Kahn's really kind of gently giving him the business, but it's definitely that kind of manipulative, hey man, a lot of those people out there, a lot of those people from those other realms, they want you dead. They were cheering for you to die after you broke the fucking Mortal Kombat rules. Nobody
as
likes
if
nobody
Shao
likes
Kahn gives
you.
a shit about the rules.
Yeah.
But then
Nobody likes you. I'm your only friend. Hey, buddy. I get it.
But-
they don't get it. I get it.
But then Shao Kahn is like, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I know I had to say all that shit. I love it. And then this is where it gets very Star Wars again. This is directly just the temptation of the dark side. The powers of the dark side.
Oh,
Shang
totally.
is dressed like a fucking Jedi in white robes, got the big, imposing, blacked out villain who's like literally tempting his anger. Like, hey, you want to fucking suck some souls, bro?
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool if we teamed up, suck some souls. You want to see crazy, unwieldable power? Do you want to live forever?
Yeah.
Like Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not.
All of your notes are just Darth Plagueis the Wise.
So many of my notes are related to that. I have multiple notes that say, here, let's do this.
Yeah.
He's even dressed like a Jedi. This is the temptation of the dark side. This is just Star Wars. This is Shao Kahn tempting his anger. See, he's literally saying it. And then I made a joke where it's like, I have it too. Like that thing from that Star Wars trailer. Remember that?
Right.
And then I have a note that I forget, which just says, what the fuck was that little CGI cartoon goblin man? I don't remember that. And then it says,
I have an answer for that.
and then really quick, I've got a couple more Star Wars things. Shao Kahn taught Shang to steal souls? That's a twist. This is literally the
Yeah.
temptation of Anakin Skywalker, and also wanting to live forever, Darth Plagueis the Wise. Those are my actual notes.
So, yeah. So that's what Shao Kahn's offering Shang Tsung, right? And he tells him, he's like, hey, Shang Tsung, I know that you can now look into people's souls because you sat around that campfire with Master Cho that one time and instantly mastered the technique.
And I know that because reasons.
Why don't you do that on me, right? And we get like this insane, a lot of like flashing and fire
spooky evil demon montage. And
Yes.
Shang, and it's fucking Shang up. He does not like what he sees, but he kind of does.
No, he loves what he sees.
But he looks
Okay,
kind of
so-
like his face looks like a face of a man who's kind of fucked up right now.
Little bit. Yeah, it's intense. He's seeing a lot, right? And I think he's wrestling with the fact that he's kind of liking what he's seeing, but he feels like he shouldn't. But let's talk a little bit about what he's actually seeing. They took scenes from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, specifically the animality scenes where Liu Kang is sort of turning into a dragon and his eyes turn into dragon's eyes.
Yeah.
You see that scene
Yeah.
in there. You see the Shao Kahn like three-headed Ghidra knockoff
Yeah.
that he turns into at the end of that movie. You see that in there. And then you see the little goblin man is the CGI reptile from the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh.
They also threw that in there. And they threw in the weird CGI imp monster that Sonya and Jax fight in Annihilation. So they just took all like the CGI monster scenes
All the expensive stuff.
from the Mortal Kombat movies and jammed them into this montage to represent what's inside Shao Kahn.
And then Shao Kahn says the big words. And it's pretty cool hearing it from him, I'll say.
Yeah, they drag in
The guy,
the
winner.
the guy, the winner of that match, right? The evil monk.
Well, the
that-
monk.
Well, he's wearing black.
We don't know he's evil. He was trying to win Mortal Kombat.
He's wearing black. He's evil.
This is
he's black and
Shang
red.
Tsung. We know he's evil.
But Shang Tsung at this point was good, and he was representing Earthrealm. This is very obviously the Outworld. This is the Outworld challenger.
You know,
right?
Morality is gray.
Yeah. He don't know what he's fighting for, but he's fighting for some shit, right? And they drag this guy in, and this guy's like gone from looking like a badass in the fight to now like cowering and like terrified. And then, yeah, Shao Kahn.
Your soul
say
is mine.
Yeah, man, more souls for Daddy Shao Kahn. And he does the green magic soul eat, right?
Which I guess he could just be doing whenever he wanted.
Sure, but this is it. This is the secret. He's the one who teaches Shang Tsung how to do this, right? And he explains to him, I'll teach you this technique. You'll be able to live forever by eating other people's souls.
Darth
It will
Plagueis the
sustain you. And Shang Tsung is suddenly like...
Horny for souls.
I mean, he's certainly considering it, right?
He's strongly considering it.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it right away, though, because
No.
we see the moment where he finally gets, where he does the
where Shang Tsung does the Shang Tsung thing.
Yeah.
That's actually the Shao Kahn thing, but Shang Tsung appropriated it. Anyway, we snap back to the current day, the current day in Conquest, and Omegis asks Shang where he went this time, because I guess like all these flashbacks are happening because he's going in and out of consciousness, I suppose.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely just blasted right now.
Yeah, and he says he was in his own hell, right? And then we're immediately back in more flashbacks, and it's Shang and Master Cho walking through the woods. Shang Tsung is pissed that he lost the match. Master Cho is like, well, you can fight again. And Shang's like,
fuck you.
That's like a whole generation away. I'll be too old.
Yeah, I'll be old as shit. I don't want to be old. My dad was old and he sucked.
Basically, he's told Master Cho that he's thinking about siding with Shao Kahn, which is like, just fucking do it. Don't tell your teacher that you intend to
And Master
skip
Cho
school.
is like, I wouldn't.
Don't do it. Yeah.
But, and then suddenly, bandits.
Right. Shang Tsung wants to... He's like, I'm going to side with Shao Kahn so that I can survive and keep living forever. That's what I want to do.
That's my prerogative. And also, just quick to paint the scene here for folks, we are now in the spot where, what's the most interesting thing that's happened here? Where Kitana and Kung Lao fought the first time. that pillar room.
Yeah, this is the ruins that in current day he is in and dying. You know, we're seeing the ruins before they were ruins.
We're seeing
right?
the ruins right before they got emotional significance.
Some room with pillars. Is this also where he made? Oh, you think this is the same spot where he made Zero and Taja old, or where Zero and Taja were old and he fought? Yeah.
It is, isn't it? This is the room where we go to fight if we can't fight in Jujin.
Right. So Zero and Taja were old and hanging out in there, and now
this is
Shang
the
Tsung is
Benjamin
old
Button
and he's
room.
dying in there. This is the reverse
turbo Benjamin Button.
Delayed onset reverse turbo Benjamin Button room.
Borderline monk crumble room.
And Shang Tsung and Master Cho are suddenly like attacked by bandits. And we don't really get to see this fight, right? The thieves attack them.
We see the results.
It's kind of a montage. We see like a kick and a punch here, and it's a montage with like Shao Kahn sitting on his throne and those CGI stuff from Annihilation. Omegis in present day looking at Shang Tsung. Liu Kang's dragon eyes. So I guess Liu Kang technically did appear in this series. And the CGI reptile. It's all here. And we just sort of pick up at the end of the fight with all of the thieves laying on the ground beaten, and Master Cho and Shang Tsung sort of standing victorious, and Shang goes up to one of the dudes and
he's got that soul-sucking look in his eye.
Yeah. And he's like, you thought you could steal from me? I can steal too, motherfucker. I can steal souls, bitch.
And Master Cho is like,
Shang Tsung starts ripping the thief's soul out. Master Cho literally says, no, don't.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't physically stop him, which he easily could do. Even at range, he could magically stop him, but he's just like, oh, well, I guess my Padawan has turned to the dark side. R.I.P.
Put it back. He literally says, put it back.
Can he do that?
I don't know.
Do you think the magic is a different color if you're putting it back? Like green means go, but like red means stop, like you're putting it back?
Maybe it's blue. I bet it's blue.
Well, Neil, the draw of evil is powerful. And everyone begins life innocent, but the draw of evil is powerful.
Sure, yeah. So Shang Tsung just kind of leaves after this, I think, right? He's like,
I have a note that says, LMAO, that was a fully different Shang Tsung, and I don't know what that means. I don't remember what that means.
Well, we probably...
Did he change outfits when he sucked that guy's soul or something?
No, I don't think so. But Omegis gets an outfit change in the middle of a scene later.
She's not even, she's like, she's wearing fucking string. Okay, we'll get there, whatever.
So we cut back over to Kung Lao and Master Cho, and apparently at the same time as this flashback, Master Cho is telling Kung Lao this same sort of story, right? And he's kind of doing it, I think, to seem like he's testing Kung Lao as a student, right? Like, and Kung Lao's like, Kung
Lao's like, I don't want to steal souls.
I've been trained my whole life to fight against this kind of evil. Master Cho's like, well, you're going to lose even more if you train to fight with me. And Kung Lao's like, well, I've already lost so much already. I'm ready to lose anything. And then they go through that whole thing about Master Cho's like, well, if you keep winning Mortal Kombat, you're going to live forever, right? And so you are going to lose everything. You're going to lose all the people you know and care about and all of those kinds of things because they're going to die and you're going to keep going.
And I want to say the angle of, because Raiden never does this, but the angle of potentially teaching Kung Lao strategies to better handle immortality, given how little he wants, that is a fascinating angle.
It is. It was something that in Mortal Kombat, I think, kind of fell flat trying to suddenly make us care about this. But this time it's coming from Master Cho, another person who's lived for generations and is essentially immortal. So maybe the words carry a little bit more weight.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think that's, and given how Raiden isn't intervening, I imagine they would have had a similar conversation. So it's nice to get it this way.
Yeah. Anyway, so then Zero and Taja come back to the combat club and they tell Kung Lao he's got to come out and see something, right? And they take him outside, and Kung Lao's like, "Where is everybody?" Which my first instinct was, oh, there's about to be a fight, because whenever there's a fight in the city, there's no extras around.
And it turns out the thing that we need to fight is a deadly virus.
Yeah. And they say everyone's either sick and staying home, or they're afraid to come out because they're afraid they're going to get sick.
Oh, man.
There's a pandemic in Zhuzhen.
Nobody wants this right now.
Dozens. I think they say that dozens of people are sick. Boy, only dozens.
Yeah,
Imagine.
That sounds great. You kidding?
Yeah.
Dozens?
Yeah. They do mention that nobody's dead yet. Nobody's died from whatever's going around yet, but everyone's afraid to go out. Everyone's getting sick. And we see sort of
I'm getting sick of this plot line.
Still inside the trading post, Master Cho is sort of looking out the door at the city, right? And they're hinting at something here, but they don't want to tell us yet. Instead, they want to show us Omegis lighting a whole bunch of candles around Shang Tsung. So we're getting ready for another flashback, and this flashback is Master Cho sitting around the same fire, I think, from earlier. You know, the campfire set?
Yeah.
Where apparently Master Cho lives in this tent by this fire.
I live in a tent down by the fire.
You've done that before.
No, I haven't. No way. On this show?
I don't think on this episode, but on something.
On this show? I've done a van down by the river bit?
Pretty sure.
God damn it. Neil, you're learning that I only have so many jokes.
Well, it's a runner now. We're going to keep it in. And Shang Tsung approaches, and I think maybe this is
decked
the whole
out,
new Shang
blacked
Tsung.
out Sith Shang, ready to fucking rumble.
Black leather, looking sick as hell.
And they're like, hey, me and my girlfriend are here to be totally innocuous.
Yeah, Omegis approaches from the other direction, and she's like, hey, no, look, we're sorry. We're sorry, Master. We're here for forgiveness.
Drink this thing that's definitely not poison. Drink
some tea. Poison tea, motherfucker.
My note strip says, Omegis is poisoning him, I guarantee you. I had never been more sure of anything in my life.
So he drinks the tea. He just takes the tea. He's like, oh, good. My students are here to ask for my forgiveness. Sure, I'll drink some of this fucking LSD tea or whatever the fuck it is.
LST.
And he immediately starts dying, right?
Having the worst possible time.
Yeah, he's having a rough time. But he's still able to curse Omegis as he's dying. And it's really kind of silly because there's no effect or anything to see that he's...
I honestly thought she didn't get cursed. Because what he does, he goes, I curse you!
Yeah, I curse you with the thing you want most, which is to live forever.
And then I'm like, Shang, you can't let your girlfriend get cursed, dude.
Once he falls to the ground, poisoned, she just goes, he cursed me. I felt it. We didn't see it, you know?
I have my note... I don't always like referencing my notes verbatim, but when they're funny, I will. Did that curse actually work? Because no weird magical stuff happened.
So they're dragging the Master Cho,
back to the cool blue caves.
This basement tomb where
the shot where
the episode opened up
lit with the torch and they're like walking through it, and it's kind of got like a handheld quality. Great shot. Yeah, I just want to point that out. The caves, these are the best these caves or mines, because the mines look similar. It's the best they've ever looked.
This was it's been a bit since we talked about the sets, because I don't think we've had any like fantastic ones, but like now we're back to like the non-cobalt mine dingy cave with the torchlight, like back in the Noob Saibot episode.
Because it's so dimly lit that your eye cannot be like, the cobalt mines are so bright that your eye can be drawn to that. It looks like a high school made it. So here you can, it's a lot more believable.
So they're locking the Master up behind this or in this tomb, and Omegis runs over after they lay him down on the slab, and she sets this like neon blue vial down on the ground, and Shang Tsung uses some magic.
That vial looks a lot like it reminded me of the monkey statues from the hit BBC children's game show Jungle Run. Those did not glow, but there is a
We've talked about Jungle Run on this podcast.
I know we have,
before.
and I'm going to do it again. The ruby ones did not glow, but putting it into like a hole and then it just gave me a vibe. It gave me a vibe.
I'm into it.
I'll talk about Jungle Run at every opportunity. And it glows like fucking Ninja Turtle ooze.
Yeah. So Omi just puts her vape juice down on the ground, and Shang Tsung magics it into a stone wall. And Master Cho's entombed, and that's where he's going to sit until the beginning of this episode, right? But they go back outside, and Shang Tsung opens a portal to Outworld, and he's like, all right, it's been real, Omegis. I'm headed to Outworld now. And she's like, wait, can I come? And he's like, nope. And he just straight up ghosts her and leaves her in Earthrealm.
He is such a fucking deadbeat.
Yeah, he's like, you are now a part of my past. And he's gone. And Omegis is like, what the
and that's cold. That's cold as shit.
It really is. And that's why when we met Omegis back in Immortal Kombat, that's why she's so salty.
It's so cold.
Right?
Like, it's a cold move. Cold reality.
Ooh. She got... Yeah, so she got fucking cursed with immortality and then ghosted by her boyfriend. That's why she's angry, right? Like,
yeah, justifiably.
I see it.
And she's like, cool, now totally. I can fucking clown this guy. Also, before we get to the next scene, the bumper. We get another bumper?
Yeah.
It's just Omegis again. It's just we get a shot of Omegis full body, like like looking her up, that we hadn't even seen yet. It was new. It was a preview. That's inexcusable. That's
sometimes
fucking excusable. There are fights. Leave her alone. We get it. She's hot, but like, stop it.
We focused on the fight bumpers. The other style of bumper is
objectifying your actresses.
The hot woman bumper, which would definitely probably keep a teenage boy like tuned in.
Omegis gets them. Anka and Kiri got them.
Especially
Vorpax probably got one at some point. Like,
if we're cutting to commercial, they want to make sure that kid's not going to change the channels on the commercial break, right? That's why it's a scene that we haven't seen yet.
But the characters are in the show already. They're just people that look like that. You don't need to do this.
Well, fortunately our DVD didn't get the royal treatment that Australia got. So I think we're back in the present, and Omegis is talking to Shang Tsung about what she wants, and like what she wants is to be mortal again, right? She's like, I got cursed with immortality. I thought it's what I wanted. It's not what I fucking wanted. And I have a theory about this, that the magic that she used on Shang Tsung to make him look young on the outside but still be old on the inside is probably the magic that she's using on herself. Because I have a feeling if her immortality is a curse, she's probably still aging inside, right? And that's what she wants to escape.
Like her organs are all fucked up and shit?
Something like that, but she's like being kept alive by magic. So she's using these potions to make her outside look young, that she doesn't look like a
it's entirely possible.
Skeleton. It's a theory, and it would explain why she had the ability to do this to Shang Tsung to make him look young, even though he's dying inside. And not at all to save on effects by keeping Bruce Locke in old man makeup for days at a time while filming this.
And that's fair.
So she's telling Shang Tsung that what she wants is to be immortal. And Shang says that...
She wants to be mortal.
Yeah, she wants to be a mortal.
She wants to be a mortal.
Not immortal, me and my fucking mush mouth. A mortal. And Shang is like, well, if you can free me... In old man voice, he's like, "You can free me." I'm not going to try to do it.
If you can free me, I'll give you 3 wishes.
My soul is old.
Sold.
Yeah. That if she frees him from the master, mortality will be hers, right? Now we're back at the combat club, and it's nighttime, and we see someone in a hood just kind of sneaking through. And at first, we're all excited that it's Vorpax, but it's actually not Vorpax. It's Master Cho. And Master Cho is being a real creep, sneaking up on Taja, who fell asleep at the kitchen table, and he is using magic on her arm.
Yeah, and at first you sort of think, oh, he's being a creepy pervert man. But no.
As he's already shown us to be.
But no, he's not just doing that. He also is the sickness, because the man is addicted to life force and he wants to be fucking immortal, and he's sucking the life force out of people, and that's why everyone feels shitty, because he's fucking sapping some of the juices that keep you from having bad times. And Kung Lao's like, hey, are you sapping the life force from my friend? And Master Cho's like, maybe.
Yeah, Kung Lao comes down and he's like, yo, what the fuck? And he's like, no, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. I'm just sucking some of her life force out. I'm just doing the exact same fucking thing that Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn do, but just on a micro scale, and I'm spreading it around to lots of different people so that I can stay alive. Fucking hypocrite, right? Hypocrite. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's he's doing the exact same thing Shang Tsung is doing. He's just not killing anybody. And I don't want to act like that's not a big distinction, because it is. But he's doing the exact same thing. He's causing people harm for his own benefit to live forever.
He says that he leaves the soul intact, and that all the people who are sick right now will recover in a week or so. It's not going to kill him. Now, a different moral question. This is the thing he didn't want to teach Shang Tsung that caused
Why
Shang
not
Tsung
teach
to
Shang
go
Tsung
evil.
this? You would solve all your problems.
This is terrible and horrible, but better than the thing that Shang Tsung is doing. Because, you know, like, instead you've just made a fucking murderer and an enemy of Earthrealm, right?
Yeah. Hey, Master Cho, you fucked up so bad, dog. So bad. You
fucking idiot.
There's a reason Raiden doesn't want to deal with your sorry ass. It's because you don't know what you're doing.
Fucking boomer, right?
You fucking boomer. You're ruining it. You're ruining everything for the rest of us.
Kung Lao's like, quit blaming all the problems on millennials, boomer, and get the fuck out of my trading post. And the master's like, oh yeah, no, that's cool, no problem. Honestly,
I was gonna leave anyway. Fuck you guys.
I only came here because I needed to like regenerate my power and eat a bunch of people's life force. So like, I'm cool to go.
I only came here because I wanted to watch the Tobe Hooper movie Life Force.
I'm a big giant dick and I suck, so I'm leaving. Bye, Kung Lao. And he fucking leaves.
Just in time to get his ass beat a little bit.
Yeah, Omegis back in the ruins is hard at work on some potions.
And there's like little glittery smoke effects and shit.
Yeah, a sparkly blue potion that restores Shang Tsung, like restores him on the inside too, and like now Shang Tsung's like back to his, you know,
because
his weight.
They've cut a deal. Just to be unequivocally clear, somebody has like, yeah, I'll make a deal with Shang Tsung. We'll see if that pays off.
Yeah, she helps Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung's supposed to help her be free of
help her die,
Master Cho's curse, and become mortal again. But the Master shows up, and he does the whole thing where he's like, this was my plan all along.
And it definitely wasn't. Definitely wasn't.
I was going to go off to Kung Lao and get strong and come back here because I knew, Omegis, you would show up here to help Shang Tsung, and then I'd be strong enough to come here and face you both. I planned every step of this. Bullshit.
And then everybody's like, yeah, let's strip and have a cool leather fight. Like that big biker jacket comes off. And Omegis is like, well, obviously, I need to magically put on leather fighting gear.
She magics clothes on. Her fucking
She
red...
could have done this the whole time. What that implies is that the character is down with the red net.
Oh, I think she's into it. I think Omegis is extremely body positive and like really into, you know, exhibitionism.
But she also understands, like, you know, it's go time. I need to dress like one of Quan Chi's gals.
She magically morphs her red mesh into like leather shorts and
like a top, like a crop top, basically,
with like slits on the side of all of it.
It's egregious. Omegis egregious.
When the fight's over, she will then morph out of that back into her red net.
With the hood thing again. Isn't the hood back?
Yeah.
Really, I got a couple quick things about this fight. I love team up fights. We got a 2-on-1. There is a shot at roughly 39:20 where they cut to Shang Tsung punching, I think, Master Cho, but it's like a close up of Bruce Locke. His jacket is fully back on.
Oh,
in the shot.
I love it. I love a continuity error.
And I wanted to point that out. And there's the logistics of one move where Shang like throws Omegis as part of a move, where the logistics just make it look like nonsense. But overall, I had a really good time with this fight.
It was fun, but I did notice that it seemed like Omegis was getting hit a lot.
Yeah, she was like
she was sort of stumbling through this fight, getting lucky every now and then, but taking most of the beating, which I guess makes sense. Because we don't know her to be a trained martial artist.
To be fair, but also like it definitely on a show where the women characters are treated like this.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. Like,
yeah, it's not ideal.
It makes me like almost beg for the days where Ciro is fighting three thieves outside the Shaolin Temple and Jen is just sort of off to the side reacting but not engaging, you know? Because at least Jen wasn't getting punched in the face a bunch.
But it ultimately works out in their favor. There's a pretty sick backflip, like a backflip kick that I think she does.
I mean, she gets some hits in for sure. Like,
And they're
she's
tight.
Not
Like, she's
incompetent.
flashy. She's flashy.
Yeah. They end up kicking Master Cho's ass, and he goes down.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old
And
man?
Ami just changes back into her ribbon net. And then Shang Tsung is like, you know what I see in your soul now, Master Cho? Defeat. And then Haunted House, full moon, lightning, thunder transition.
Some real
It's
William
so
Castle
good.
shit.
I love it. Oh, may have been the inspiration for all the thunder and lightning I threw all over the YouTube video stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
And we transition back to that same tomb, to what I'm just, at this point at the end of the episode, going to call Master Cho's tomb. And they're dragging him back in there, and they throw him back on the slab, and Shang Tsung seals him back in. This time he says he'll do it himself, so they're not using Omegis magic to help. He just
And then
does his own
and then the
magic.
funniest thing in the world happens. Two hilarious things happen.
Yeah, okay.
So Shang Tsung makes his reveal that Omegis is not getting shit, and he's being a prick.
Right.
And,
Yeah,
and she's
like, okay,
dude, what the fuck?
Can you help me now? We're done. We did it.
She
Help
pulls a
me
real
now. And-
Kung Lao and gets baited hard.
Yeah.
But
He's like, I can't. I don't have the skills. I can't do it. I can kill you. That would make you mortal, but I can't break the curse.
I don't think these things happen in this order, but I'm going to say them in this order.
Sure.
Because at the end of the episode, we're like, someone's letting Master Cho out of this cave.
Yeah.
And it is Omegis. She's getting like
Yes.
instant revenge. And I'm just like, Omegis
Yeah.
gang, rise up. We're here. And she's like, hey, Master Cho, we've had our differences. Heard we both hate Shang Tsung. Want to go fuck that guy up?
Right.
And it's so fucking good. It's so funny. Like the fact that they put him in that cave and then she takes him out so quickly is so funny.
Because Shang Tsung immediately fucks off. They lock him up.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't
and
give a
she's
shit.
like,
He's gonna go like levitate some more apples like fucking William Tell or something.
she's like, okay, fix me now. He's like, sorry, I can't, and I'm not going to. I'm still a massive tool. Bye. And he ghosts her again. So she just immediately lets Master Cho out, and she's like, hey, I'm on your side now.
Yeah.
Let's fuck up Shang Tsung's whole deal. And then we get the lightning and moon, thunder, storm, haunted house shit again.
And so, meanwhile, we skipped over one thing where Taja continues her streak of being underwritten and correct, where she basically tells everybody, hey, told you that Master Cho guy was up to some shit.
Yeah. Taja was on it. She's always on it. They never listen to her. She's right so far. She's been right 100% of the time. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think about 100% of the time.
But yeah, that's it. That's the episode. This was a good one, honestly. I like this one a lot. Again, I mean, we didn't spend any time, like hardly any time, with the combat crew. They weren't really a part of this. This was Shang Tsung's episode.
All around, it's really solid, and I said it could have used more of the crew, but we're exploring characters we don't get to see a lot of in this capacity. Some hilarious, cheesy flashbacks, but also just this format is really compelling.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't get this. Like, it really shakes it up in a way that we hadn't seen yet, and that's really invigorating.
It is. And, I just lost my thought. God damn it. What was I going to say? Who cares?
Keeping that in. That's hilarious.
Yeah. We needed we needed to change the pace. Like, I think it would have been nice to see the combat crew be a little bit more active in this one. But I also like that it was mostly a story being told in the past about Shang Tsung, about Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of world building in this one, right? Like, we learned
all of that vital world building.
Well, I mean, it fleshes things out, right?
No,
like
I like it, but it's
the tournament.
I weep to think that we know that it really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. But I mean, on the one hand, like this is, of all the stuff that we're going to cover in the Threshold Entertainment licensed Mortal Kombat stuff, you know, the shows, the movies, all that kind of stuff. This was like the last one made. So this was them retroactively going back and fleshing out backstory for all of the stuff that we had already seen, like chronologically at this point. So I don't know. There's something to that, right? Like, they didn't have to, you know, but they did. And I think that going forward, it's going to add another element to, like, it's going to add to the experience of revisiting the live action movies, watching the bonkers ass cartoon series, all that kind of shit that we're going to get to.
Yeah, it's all important. And I love this show to death now. I love it blindly and without critical thought, so I'll take it.
Yeah, and that was my number one goal.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been on the wagon since like day one. But like now, like if I see anything related to any actor who's ever been on this show, like on social media or the internet or in conversation or anything, my brain just goes like, oh, I love them. I love Zero. I love my boys. Like I like or like I don't know, like I just think about this show sometimes now, just like when I don't have to.
Right.
And that's
Welcome
beautiful.
to my world. You know? Oh man, this was like that one episode.
Oh, this is just
Conquest
is just like that time Noob Saibot got lit up with a fire torch.
That is an episode I go back to a lot in my head for some reason. I don't know why.
I think you're telling yourself something, and you got to sit and stew on it. Think about it real hard, real deep.
Maybe I do. Oh boy.
So what do we got? What's coming up? What's next week? Can you tell us anything about next week?
Well, the first thing I want to say is that this is not the last that we are going to see of Omegis. We are going to get her in a future episode, so that's going to be cool.
I'm kind of amazed they're getting Omegis in again before the end.
Well,
I don't like talking about this as if it's ending, but I have to start bracing myself for that.
Yeah, because next week is episode 18 of Mortal Kombat Conquest.
We have a month left.
In cold blood, cold with a K.
Yeah, like you even needed to specify. Is Sub-Zero back?
Cold Reality with Sub-Zero was with a C. This is in Cold Blood with a K, and Sub-Zero is not back.
Oh.
But guess who is back next week? Kriya.
Yay.
Kriya's back, and just to hype you up a little bit, Kriya returns to Earthrealm when Shao Kahn drives her from Outworld, and Kung Lao summons his friends to stop her before she can raise another of her lethal armies.
Sounds a lot like the episode we just watched, but what happens this time?
But this time, Kriya has aligned herself with another race, the Zaterans.
Oh my god, it's the fucking reptile episode.
Next week's a proper reptile episode.
Why is it called In Cold Blood?
Maybe because reptiles are cold-blooded. That's probably actually it.
That might actually be it.
Yeah. But for now, let's close this episode up in a tomb and take a portal back to Outworld and leave our significant others behind.
Let's jungle run.
Corey, what do you have to plug?
I would like to plug my Twitter, Mr. Corey Price. I would like to plug my Letterboxd, which is also that. I would like to plug my other podcast, which is called They Made Another One. And that's a sneak preview. That's how I say it on the show. So if you liked how that sounded and you want to hear an hour of that, or usually more, our friend Liam and I talk about reboots and sequels and remakes. And I really need to write a more concise pitch for this show than whatever I'm currently doing. But that's TMAO on Letterboxd, and it's also They Made Another on Twitter, and it's on all your services.
And you can find me on Twitter at Final Neil, and I have a retro gaming Instagram page at Final Neil Retro. Go check those things out. Make sure you follow the podcast on Twitter at MK Podquest. We're also on all your podcast services, so subscribe and leave us good reviews.
Can I interrupt the outro?
Yeah.
So I just opened up the Uber Eats app on my phone because I don't feel like making dinner. Uber Eats is currently running an Eat Local promotion brought to you by Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. And I'm being given a pop-up with Garth's face that says, until February 8th, enjoy a $0 delivery fee. Enjoy unlimited free delivery at local stores during Super Bowl. And then I get to hit a button that says Yummy Time. And there is a local Eats button that is just the Wayne's World hat. And there is a $0 delivery fee thing that says excellent. And it's the boys from that thing. And Garth is holding a sign that says Eat Local. Wayne appears to be eating chicken wings. What the fuck kind of marketing scheme is that? That is all. Keep this in, by the way. Keep it in.
We have a YouTube page. You can find a link to that on our Twitter or in our episode description here. If you're new to the show, first of all, awesome that you hung in there the entire time we talked about episode 17 of this series. But if you don't want to go all the way back to the back catalog, check out our pinned tweet. It's a link to the YouTube video of our 11 episode recap from back around the holidays. Good place to jump in. You can just skip the first 11 episodes of Conquest, get all caught up, and jump on with episode 12. And make sure you smash that subscribe button because we really want that custom short URL. So
it's true.
Yeah, do all that. But for now, let's just get out of here.
Bye.
Ugh, I didn't like that at all.
I did.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. I am probably not. I'm probably cutting all that Uber Eats shit out. Dude, I'm sorry.
Well, why are they doing that?
Definitely leaving in the part where you're like actively disconnected from the show because it's at the end.
You know that's not what I mean.
I know.
Hey, we did it. That was